Former President Jimmy Carter is recovering this morning after falling at his home. We will have an update on his condition. We also have the latest details about the man accused of killing one person and severely injuring another on the Appalachian Trail in Southwest Virginia. And people in Colorado are remembering a student they are calling a hero 1 week following the school shooting.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. It is 6:31 on this Tuesday, May the 14th. I'm Will Puckett. Thank you for tuning in to Mountain News This Morning. Well, for some of you heading out to work or taking your kids to school or getting out and getting your day started, you're going to need to be aware of possibly a little bit of fog. And also, you might need a light jacket. Brandon's been taking off his boggin and maybe might even need some gloves before the show's over. Brandon, it's a bit chilly this morning.
Yes, it is, my friend, and we're going to continue to see that chill for a couple more days. But after that, temperatures start to soar, especially during the daytime hours. Let's take a look at what's going on right now on the camera network outside WYMT. Still pretty foggy this morning, so again, please give yourself plenty of time to get around. It's not everywhere, but it is in quite a few places. There's McKee this morning, time lapse, a little bit better this morning. Actually not. As daylight approaches there, you can see the fog still firmly in place, so just be careful. Clouds slowly moving out. Southwest Virginia still seeing that. Zero visibility or close to it there across Cumberland Valley, Lake Cumberland, and I-75 corridor. Temperatures in the 30s in Monticello this morning, upper 30s. So this has to be Blackberry winter, and we're seeing there upper 40s, close to 50 by Prestonsburg. That's your range this morning. So 12 degrees colder Middlesboro, Monticello this morning, several degrees colder across the entire region. Your 12-hour planner, you're going to see temperatures there in the 60s this afternoon. Still a cool day, but a little bit nicer and a little bit warmer than it was this time yesterday, especially with that sunshine. Rest of the forecast on the way here in just a few minutes. Will?
All righty, Brandon, thank you. China hit back in the trade war yesterday, announcing tariffs on $60 billion worth of American-made goods. The move came only a few days after President Trump hiked tariffs on 25% on $200 billion worth of Chinese imports. As CBS's Hillary Lane reports, now the president is looking to up the ante again.
The trade war with China took its toll yesterday, sending stocks into their worst one-day slide since early January.
We're doing really well as a country.
Last night, President Trump said he's confident it'll work out.
We'll let you know in about 3 or 4 weeks whether or not it was successful. You never really know, right? But I have a feeling it's going to be very successful.
Earlier in the day, he suggested placing more tariffs on Chinese imports.
We have the right to do another $325 billion at 25% in additional tariffs.
These would hit essentially all products not currently covered by the existing tariffs. China's top diplomat remained optimistic, insisting both countries' negotiating teams have the ability and wisdom to resolve each other's reasonable demands.
We love our farmers. We take care of our farmers.
Meanwhile, the president is promising to subsidize farmers targeted by Chinese tariffs,
which is about $15 billion. And do something reciprocal to our farmers.
Though many say they'd rather get back to business as usual.
We don't want to see trade aid packages.
Michigan farmer Dan Keenan says soybeans have been hit the hardest. Prices are at a 10-year low.
You try to sharpen your pencil and tighten your belt. Your pencil can only get so sharp, and we try to tighten our belts any further and we start losing circulation in our legs.
Keenan hopes the two sides can find common ground to end the standoff quickly.
Now, President Trump says he will meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping at the G20 summit 7 weeks from now. Former President Jimmy Carter is recovering after hip surgery. A spokeswoman says President Carter fell at his Georgia home while leaving to go turkey hunting. That's how he broke his hip. She says he had surgery and it went well. The former president is 94 years old. A Navajo code talker who helped bring an end to World War II died last week. Fleming Begay Sr. was 97. He served as a code talker with the Marines during the war by using his native Navajo language to communicate information and intelligence used by Allied forces. Arizona Governor Doug Ducey praised Begay and his service and offered condolences to his family as well as the Navajo Nation. Meanwhile, Swedish prosecutors reopened a rape investigation against Julian Assange. In a news conference Monday, officials announced Assange has not formally been notified of the rape accusation. It was a Swedish sexual assault investigation that prompted Assange to seek asylum in the Embassy of Ecuador back in 2012. It is not clear if Sweden can indict Assange while he is abroad. Well, to regional news now. A man accused of a deadly machete attack on 2 Appalachian trail hikers made his first court appearance yesterday. James Jordan arrived at a district courthouse in Abingdon, Virginia, Monday. He was arrested for attacking a man and woman early Saturday morning. The man was killed and the woman was left severely injured. Police say Jordan surrendered after they found him near the trail. Officials say the woman is expected to survive. The names of the victims have not been released yet. Today marks 1 week since the school shooting in Colorado. Since then, officials in the Denver area have taken action aimed at thwarting similar attacks. This comes as the community is honoring the heroism of Kendrick Castillo, the teenager killed in the rampage. The 18-year-old lunged in front of one of the shooters, most likely saving the lives of others at STEM School Highlands Ranch. A celebration of life service is scheduled for Castillo on Wednesday.
We just hope that his family recognizes that everybody here and nationwide is going to remember this 18-year-old forever.
Wednesday is also the day the 2 teenage shooting suspects, both students at the school, are expected to hear the charges that they will face. To local news now. Police are still searching for the driver who they say hit multiple cars near the Double Quicken hazard last Wednesday evening. WYMT's Macy Marie talked to one of the victims of the crash, who says she and her family just want answers.
A jolt, the car being pulled backward.
It hit so hard and so fast.
And then the sound of someone driving off.
But why did they leave and not check on these people?
The crash feels like a blur to Nora Hall.
We didn't hear no brakes, no nothing.
She, along with 3 other drivers, were victims of a hit and run at this intersection in Hazard on Wednesday. Hall's 2 daughters were in the car with her.
I'm so thankful that they are okay, and then when I turned around and seen them looking back at me, I was just so thankful.
This is what their car looks like now, the rear end smashed. Her 9-year-old was sitting in the back seat.
Miraculously, she come out without a scratch.
And though she is grateful, she wonders how the person who hit them did not see her children inside.
She cries with every pothole and everything now.
Wanting to know why the driver did not stop to check on her and everyone else involved.
I know the cops, the police are doing all they can, but I hope that the community will help look for this person, because I'm sure that the other 3 drivers would like some answers too of why this person took off instead of waiting to see if anybody was hurt.
Afraid if they are not caught, the person will get behind the wheel again.
I don't know how we all walked away.
Not wanting any more lives put in danger. In Perry County, Macy Marie, WYMT Mountain News.
Hall, along with the other drivers, were able to catch a glimpse of the vehicle that hit them. It is described as a white pickup truck with a black liftgate and toolboxes on the side. It will also have front end damage. Anyone with information is asked to call the Hazard Police Department. Police in Southwest Virginia are asking for your help to find a man who nearly hit a deputy and then left the scene of a crash this past weekend. Lindsey Humes faces a host of charges once he's caught. Well, you're told deputies were responding to a call Saturday when a car being driven by Humes almost hit a cruiser at a high rate of speed. When they tried to pull him over, he took off, crashed, and ran away. 2 others in the car, Matthew Adkins and Lindsey Kincaid, were captured and arrested at the scene of the crash. They also face a number of charges. A grand jury heard the case against 2 Wayne County daycare workers. Diana Willett and Tasha Cox were in court Monday morning. They entered a not guilty plea. A judge lowered Willett's first-degree criminal abuse to second degree. The charges come after this video after the video you had just seen was posted to Facebook. The Wayne County deputies say it shows Willett taunting a 2-year-old with a doll. Cox is accused of recording it all. She's charged with failing to report the abuse. An attorney for Willett argues that video doesn't show abuse.
Did you see any evidence whatsoever, based on your training and experience, that would cause you to conclude that the child was being taunted in any way?
No.
Did the child recoil from the doll when she was presented with the doll?
No.
I mean, the child was, to me, appears to be trapped in that corner, underneath that desk or.
Was there any way for the child to get out or away?
Does not appear to me that they are.
Cox is due back in court June 24th. Southeastern Kentucky Rehabilitation Industries had its grand opening at the new Middlesboro location yesterday. The new plant in Middlesboro is Secri's 7th location and currently employs 12 people on the floor. However, officials say that they intend to expand to employ up to 100 people by the end of their first year. Workers in Middlesboro are working on tents for the military Thorough Light Fighter.
Secri is key. Right now, we're back ordered, and bringing Secri on in this new location in Middlesboro is really going to help us out to catch up with the demand for our product.
The grand opening ceremony started at 3:30 yesterday. Several dignitaries attended, including Congressman Hal Rogers. A new paramedic certification program is coming to Hazard. Hazard Community and Technical College teamed up with the State Fire and Rescue Training Area 12 to put on this program. Students will take evening class on Tuesdays and Thursdays, as well as an 8-hour-long class on Saturday. Officials with the program say they are excited to bring this opportunity back to Eastern Kentucky.
With the statewide shortage of paramedics and EMTs here in the Commonwealth, this paramedic class is the first one of its kind in a couple of years in Eastern Kentucky.
The application deadline for the program is June 30th. For more information on how you can sign up for the courses, you can check out our website at WYMT.com. Well, it's 6:42 on this Tuesday morning. Let's send it over to Brandon for a look at your forecast. Brandon?
Forecast this morning, again, foggy in some areas, but not up on top of Buffalo Mountain. Actually, clear skies up there, even though it's foggy as all get out here in Hazard this morning. Life and Point Doppler radar clean sweeps across our area. We're going to continue to see that for a while, but the visibility is the issue there. Zero visibility from Harlan to Williamsburg, back down to limited visibility there in Monticello. And temperatures are chilly this morning. 39 in Monticello, low 40s, Somerset, Williamsburg, and then you get up into Eastern Kentucky, you get a little bit warmer there, mid to upper 40s, close to 50 in some areas. Almanac today, 64 is our high. Our forecast high, we average right around 74 for this time of the year, 89 the record back in 1982. We look at the out-the-door forecast, and you can see only about 64 today with the sunshine. Will probably make it feel just a touch warmer. Will?
All righty, Brandon, thank you. We will have stories that are trending on WYMT.com next. As always, thank you for joining us right here on Mountain News this morning.